And just being in a place where you create for a living and, like, you wake up and you write music and you talk to people and learn about their lives and together you, like, build stories. It's so cool. Like, I just feel so lucky.
Who did you look up to that really inspired you to get into music in the first place?
It's a strange combination. Shania Twain. My mom is obsessed with country music. She's from Brooklyn, but she's a beautiful voice.
All About This is wrong.
Oh, completely wrong. She's from Brooklyn, but somehow, and she's an amazing voice, but has a country twang when she sings, which I have
Your mom?
adopted. Yes.
Wow.
It's like and she sings
From
country
Brooklyn.
music. Yes. It's very contradictory. It doesn't really make any sense. But, so now I have, like, on some words, I'll have, like, a little southern
twang.
lilt. It's so weird. But, yeah. But I would say my mom was a huge inspiration. Just, like,
She sings. As
yeah,
well.
she's amazing. Now she's a real estate broker.
Well, life takes you in different paths.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. But she exposed me to Shania Twain, like, these, like, power ballad singers, Celine Dion, Barbra Streisand. So there's that. But then there's also, like, Britney Spears, who I used to, like, roll up my shirt and, like, dance in front of my mirror and, like, lip sync and make people watch me. Yeah.
So how did you actually, like, go about doing it? Whether did you move?
So I moved back to back to New York, and I had no idea what I was doing. I'm like, okay, want to do music? Where do I begin? I didn't know. So I was referred to a friend who's a music producer, so I started working with him.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with this DJ, and I went to his house in Westchester, and we, like, wrote a song called Ecstasy, which I'm not very proud of. He's a great DJ, but it was not my finest piece of work.
Not something, going back to the beginning, that you really personally identify with or represent your personal brand.
Not so much. But I did it, and it was great. I performed at Marquee, and it was fun.
Hey, wow.
And in the Hamptons. Yeah, it was just silly.
Yeah.
And I think, but, like, every beginning is always trial and error. So I was just trying a bunch of stuff. And then I got introduced to these guys, Kinetics and One Love, who are amazing songwriter, rapper, producers.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a song with it. Like, my first song really was with them, and they kind of, that was fun, guided me, and they're amazing. And so from there, I started getting into this but this college scene of me being the singer on the raps. So I was like the Rihanna to their Eminem. And that was my claim to fame. And I did, like, little tours, and I performed around colleges, and I would do cover songs, and 2 of my songs that were never released. And it was just so cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
wow.
And a lot of them are just killing it. So successful, and, like, because they had a very specific brand, they stuck to their demographic, and I still at that point was kind of flailing. I'm like, well, I'm this, but I'm also kind of this, and I play guitar, but I also want to dance, but I also like electronic music. So I was just kind of like, I was not connected to me. And to be an artist, you need to know who you are and not care. You can't be derailed. If someone says you're that, like, obviously you have to be malleable in some way if you're having advice, if you're getting advice from, like, a manager and they know what they're doing. But you do need to be true to yourself. Yeah. Or else, I think that's why people fall off, is because they're just, like, lose a sense of themselves. So I'm just, like, I've been through a few years now, just kind of trying a bunch of stuff out and seeing what sticks and what makes me happy and what inspires me. And honestly, I really feel like now I'm at a point where I'm so excited, and I feel like I was a few months ago. If you asked me this question, I honestly would have maybe said I was on the way out. Like, I can't do it. I'm over it. It's so taxing emotionally, physically. I don't know.
What about it makes it very physically and emotionally taxing?
Just getting the word no all the time.
Is that with you?
Thank you. Just hearing the word no, like, I'll write a song and think it's amazing and spend days working on it, and then I'll send it to somebody and they'll be like, nah, I don't really like it. And so it's like all your blood, sweat, and tears put into this work of art. You can't be attached to it. Yeah. You can't. It's just like, I don't know. I ate this and then it's gone. I don't know if that makes sense. It just, like, you expend something, but then you can't, like, have an emotional tie to it.
Yeah. That's hard.
You just have to love what you do.
when that is you.
Yeah.
Like you basically like created something that's a piece of you.
And just some things don't make sense. Like, why is this person at this level? Like, I'm equally as talented as this person. Why are... It's when it's your time, it's your time. I really believe that. And I don't know. It is luck, but it's also just being in the right place at the right time and working really hard and being committed fully and not letting anyone tell you can't do it.
So what actually pushed you to decide you want to get a manager?
So basically, I have developed this persona that is not really fitting anymore. I don't know how to explain.
Like professional persona? Or personal?
Just a professional, like the way I'm portraying myself, these videos that I've been putting out, music I've been putting out, just kind of feels a little too, I don't want to say wholesome, but just not really, I don't identify with it anymore. So the first undertaking that we're doing right now, we are literally deconstructing my entire social media campaign, like taking down Instagram photos. I took down all my videos. There's 0 content up right now.
Took everything down.
Everything's down.
Wow, that's a really big move.
It's a big move.
What does that feel like, though? Does it feel cleansing, or does it feel like you're losing part of who you were?
Honestly, it's a huge cleanse. It's really making me consider what I am and what I want to be and what I was and where I am now. Yeah. It's interesting.
Do you feel like you did identify with what you had put out originally?
At a certain point, but I wasn't... The way I am with my friends and the way I am with people closest to me, I wasn't portraying that. It was a weird persona that I thought was working and obviously wasn't. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It just was this like kind of stilted image. I would hold back and not post like a weird thing I would do thinking that people would think it was bizarre when in fact maybe it's something that would attract people to me.
Like people actually get to know who you are versus a semi-modified version of yourself.
Exactly.
So what are you doing now that you've taken everything down, and what's the goal? Is it to, before you put anything else up, is it to really evaluate who you want to be professionally? Exactly.
Just the direction I'm going in and what excites me. It's very hard to talk about because I still am figuring it out. I know what I don't want right now.
Okay. What's that?
I don't want to hold back. I don't want to be this bizarre, reduced version of me, which was a fear and insecurity on some level, I think. Just a fear of completely putting yourself out there. And, like, the less you give, the less chance you are of being hurt in some weird way. Maybe people are like that in relationships, too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, too, though. It's like the more you give of yourself, the more people seem to respond to it.
Exactly. And I would get comments all the time. I think I just had a moment where I was just questioning what I want, and I'm like, am I really going to be this crazy and try to pursue this uncharted territory? And the answer is yes, and I'm still going to continue. So I'm essentially starting from ground zero. I'm just building. So as
if you were entering music for the first time, and you had nothing behind you, no presence, like had nothing to work.
Exactly. It's huge.
move.
So now I'm like constantly just like being observant and wondering what am I attracted to? Like what is cool to me? I don't know. How do I want to portray myself?
Yeah.
It's really cool and very overwhelming.
What does success look like for you right now?
Success, just being in a position where I can inspire other people and leverage myself to do other things. Like I music is my focal point. That's like the nucleus of everything that I am. But then from there are like other things that I want to, like I don't know, like have a nonprofit that we've discussed, like bringing meditation into inner city schools, or having, I don't know, doing some like TV hosting and having like a little show and like interviewing people, and because I love talking to people. I don't know, anywhere where I'm in a position where I can meet as many people as possible and inspire them and be creating at the same time. Like I don't really view success monetarily. I view success as like where I feel happy with me and where I'm happy with where I am.
So it doesn't necessarily,
but money doesn't hurt. Obviously.
Money doesn't hurt. But so success for you isn't necessarily have a one picture of like, if I'm a huge pop star doing global tours, like that could be, but it could also look very different.
Yeah, I think it's hard to know where I'm going to be, even in like 6 months. It could be somewhere I didn't even imagine. It could be me being a DJ. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like, I'm really just working on myself and figuring out, like, where I can best fit into the equation that already exists. I don't know. Like, I would love to be touring. I would love to, like, do some, but, like, I also don't know if I want that to be my entire life and spend 360 days and, like, have 5 days with friends and just be, like, away all the time. I don't know if I'm at that place anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely a different lifestyle.
It is. It is. It's you're a nomad. And I don't know. But then again, if I'm offered an incredible opportunity, then I would be excited and feel inspired to do something like that. So I don't know.
Just wait and see what comes.
Yeah. But, like, and also writing for other people and, like, doing both at the same time.
Okay. So you don't want to give that up at all?
No, I love writing. Because I love writing, and I'll write so many songs that are, I think, function and are really cool and different, but maybe are not good for me, but would be good for someone else.
If you were going to have one song play every time you walked into the room for the rest of your life, I don't like when a batter steps up to plate.
Yeah.
What would be your song? You walk into a room. And
in any emotional state.
It doesn't matter. Like, you go one song, and every time you walk into a room, it just goes.
Oh, my God. It's such a hard question. And I've thought about it, because I have a few answers to that.
Okay.
I love the song When Doves Cry, Prince. I don't know why. Because I listen to it when I'm sad, and I listen to it when I'm happy. It kind of like, helps on both emotional ends of the spectrum. So for some reason,
it's very dramatic every time you walk into a room.
Maybe just to, and it's like makes you want to
like I imagine that doves literally would fly.
Oh, absolutely. They would like erupt from the ceiling somehow,
but like from your mouth, and what you just did.
Yeah,
it would just come out.
Yeah. I don't know. That's such a strange. I feel like if you asked me tomorrow, it would be a different answer, but that would be like the first thing that comes to mind.
First one that comes to mind. We can go with that.
Yeah, because it has to. If you're going to listen to it every day, the rest of your life, it has to be something dynamic.
Right, but it's also the song that people then associate you with.
Oh.
Right? Because you walk into a room, your song goes on.
That's very true.
And so.
I also love the song Ben by Michael Jackson. Do you know that one?
I don't think I know that one.
It's like, then the two of us need look no more. That's like, no.
I know a lot of Michael Jackson.
I know. That's kind of like the B-side.
I was like, that's like the off album. Like, no one.
It's like for the real fans.
Yeah. It's like the EP that went underground.
Yeah.
All right. True fan here.
I know.
True fan. Number 2. Question number 2.
Okay.
What story do you hope to tell about your life when you're 80 years old?
There
you are.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Here's the right ones.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
I just hope to have lived a very... I just want to live a crazy, fun, spontaneous, beautiful, full life. I don't know, story-wise, just that, bye, Fernando. See you later. Love him.
He's great.
He's my best friend.
So every time you go to a restaurant, you know the people there.
Yes. I have to. It's so weird. I like to have little relationships. It's like my version of Cheers.
Everybody knows your name.
Yeah, exactly. Adage.
Honestly, like we were at Oscars. And,
Yeah, I try.
Right?
Yeah.
With you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try.
It's good.
I don't know, it's weird.
No, I like it. It makes it feel like home.
Yeah. I think just living across the country, I need to feel somewhat tethered here. Otherwise, I would just be a stranger in the city. I don't know. Should I isolate a specific incident? Like a story in particular?
Just is there anything that you really want to do in your life, or when your grandkids are like, my grandma did, or she was great, or
whenever someone asks that kind of question, I always immediately jump to living in Europe for a year or two. I don't know, living in Italy again, and having my own vineyard and doing yoga and creating music and having a cool,
beautiful
community.
life.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question.
Yeah.
Do you have any quote or wisdom or words to live by that you love that you always go back to?
I feel like I should have a beautiful Maya Angelou quote atop that automatically comes to my mind.
Oh yes, I have this one. It's printed off. It's sitting on my desk.
1927 Maya Angelou once quoted. No, honestly, just try to be present I think that's for me is huge, especially right now, because I have a tendency to project into the future and worry about like where am I going to be and who am I? Like, what am I going to be doing? Where am I going to be living? Like I moved out to LA with a suitcase with zero. Like I didn't sign a lease. I moved in with who's now my best friend. I'm so lucky, but like I moved in month to month, and I'm still here a year and a half later.
And it worked.
Yeah. So just saying yes and being present and just being kind to yourself.
That's good. Those are good for your little friends.